Today we're going to be talking about a baby session. So we're going to go through editing it, behind the scenes, and delivering it. So right now what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you guys some tips and tricks that you can use on your next baby or milestone session. So planning the session. The first thing you want to know is what time does baby wake up? You want to know what time they go to sleep, what time they wake up, what time is their nap time, and generally what time do they eat breakfast too, because you want to get them as early as possible in your studio. If you guys hear anything, it's my baby off screen. If you know what time that baby eats, basically you know that golden time of when they're going to be the happiest. You do not want a cranky baby, so the best time to get them is right after breakfast, and that's typically when they're the happiest. And in planning the session, you also want to know any special requests. So this means if there is no bear images, there is no prop images, there is prop images, what generally your client wants to see in their session. Now, outfits. So you want to let them know what you already have and what they can bring. Your style should not change for, whatever reason. Just because your client sees, a Pinterest image doesn't mean you have to mimic that 100%. Keep true to who you are and what your style is, basically. My clients, they know that I shoot neutral and airy images. So they typically, understand that my wardrobe is going to be neutral and very timeless. And those are the images that I want to give. With outfits, what you want to do is just tie in together everything. You don't want anything that's too loud or that doesn't go. So communication here, again, is key. It is also imperative, and I mean the most important thing, to ask size. If you have a client wardrobe and you think you're going to be giving them the outfits, know their size, because if I have a little boy in my studio that is a 3T, I have nothing for him. So what I have to do is either go out and purchase it or have mom and dad bring that in. Just make sure you know what their size is before the session. Another thing you want to know is theme. Is there a theme going on? Is this a cake smash? Is this a birthday? Is this just basically a milestone session where they want to show off that, they can stand? Is there going to be elephants all around? Are we going to decorate? Are we going to stick with, what would be my theme? Is the neutral timeless, where it's just simple? What are we doing? That's really going to drive our session. Another important thing is props. What do parents want to use? What don't they want to use? So like we spoke before, what is something that, they do want to do, they don't want to do? Prop-wise, I typically don't use props, and I let my clients know that. I let them know that my studio is fairly small. I let them know that I am a very simple photographer. I don't like to use and utilize too many props because I feel like it takes away. If that's your style, then go ahead and use all the props you want. Just make sure you guys understand each other, and that way also when your client gets there, you already have all the props down and you don't have to go into your prop closet or basically your storage unit of props and go look for it. A very important thing that I want to talk about with props is if your client comes in with a photo that they saw another photographer do and they have a newborn in a bucket and you're not educated to do that shot, let them know. Make sure that they understand that you do not know how to photograph that. They will thank you 1,000 times for letting them know that you can't do it. That little heartbreak, it's better than you trying to do something that is potentially hazardous. You don't want to go ahead and, try something on a newborn. If you do go this route and want to test things out, don't try it with a newborn. Let them know, hey, I can't do this, but I will, get educated. I will go on and find a way to learn how to do this shot for you in the time allowed. Your session is a month out and you can find a local photographer or, get some classes or something that is really concrete and really teaches you exactly what you need to know. And baby safety then, you know, by all means, try on a bunch of test dummies first. And by test dummies, I mean a stand-in baby, a silicone baby. They sell a bunch of different kind of photographer tools nowadays for newborn photography. Just look them up, Google it. There should be a ton of stuff, and just please make sure that baby is always safe. So what happened in this session is that we just used some fabric I actually purchased from a D-stash. So if you are in a very saturated location where there's a bunch of newborn photographers, usually there'll be a D-stash. So you want to save yourself some money, you're just starting out, go ahead and look anywhere for D-stash prop sales. That's where you're going to get the most bang for your buck. You're going to get, you know, lightly used items. Sometimes there's even vintage items that would be up the wall expensive that you can get for $20, $40, and you know, you're over here helping another photographer out. So like I said, in this session we had just fabric we used. I did use a little fur, and I will link that down below, but you can go to Joann's and you can just buy a square piece of fabric and it'll work exactly the same. So you guys don't have to be spending $100 on props. Just keep it simple and do what you love. Keep it your style. If you're just starting out, just make sure that it's, you know, if you're doing what you love and at your own price point. You don't have to be going out and spending a ton of money on a ton of stuff. So a big thing is how to keep them entertained. So what I typically do, I do a lot of the baby noises, say their name a lot. I ask parents, like, what is their favorite song? I generally just make myself look like a fool for them. So I will also do the whole achoo kind of thing where I'll sneeze and that'll catch their attention. There are also tips of, you know, having parents call their name and they'll kind of look at you. Or if parents allow you and the baby's okay with it, you can kind of tickle their toes. You can kind of like crawl towards them and tell them like, I'm gonna get you, and then they kind of laugh at that point. Or just follow their cues, kind of see what makes them laugh, what, you know, they just want you to like back off. And another thing is, when you're trying to keep them entertained, keep in mind that you are a brand new person right in front of them if you've never photographed them before. And most likely, if this is the first session you have with them, that big giant camera in front of your face is gonna be intimidating. So give them some grace, give yourself some grace, take a step back, let everything melt together. Get to know each other, and by know each other, I don't mean just you and the parent. I mean you and your baby client. So kind of talk to them, get to know them, let them warm up to you before you even start trying to like have any kind of real intense, you know, tickling or something like that where they're just like, oh, whoa, 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 I don't know you. And you know what? I would totally react the same way. So a key thing is giving them time and let them take the lead. So I know as a parent, I like have these expectations for my kids sometimes, and I have to remember they're just kids. Same thing with your client, it's just a baby. So give them time, they're gonna do whatever they want, and you know what, those are the best pictures anyway. Who wants a very static baby when we all know that babies crawl, babies make little funny faces, and they generally like to explore everything, right? So those images are the sweetest ones that I can even think of, and that keeps them happy. That really does keep them happy. If you just let them be, they're happy. So what you don't want to do is you don't want to force them to do anything they don't want, you know, to do. So if baby is not into, you know, a certain pose, or if they're not into, you know, a certain setup, just give them a minute. If they're still not into it, just don't even try it, because you do not want a cranky baby. If the baby is upset for some reason, it's for a reason. Especially for newborns, if you're trying to do a pose and, you know, it's not working out, it's not working out. Baby is not going to be happy. So let's just all move on. I'm looking at parents too. Let's just all move on. The key to a happy baby is letting them be themselves. You're not going to get anything better than that. You're going to get some silliness, and you're going to get some awesome shots. So I do something a little, what some people would call strange. If a baby is going towards my camera, I kind of let them explore it. I let them see that, you know, it's not something to be feared. It's not, you know, some kind of monster that's just in their face. And then that way they kind of get used to it as well. So this little dude just joined us now, and we're gonna continue. You're gonna go? So if baby's dancing, what I like to do is I like to dance with them and just kind of generally be silly with them. That is the key. Just let them be and just be their friends. Like, you're not trying to be, you know, super serious. Alright guys, so unfortunately there was a clip that went after that, but for some reason we can't find it anywhere. I'm just gonna go ahead and give you guys the end of the tips and tricks. I love to have mom be a part of the session, so if she allows me or if she's into it, then I will ask her for assistance in case I don't have an assistant with me. And then thankfully John's mom, Kenesha, the woman you're going to see here, she's been a longtime client turned friend, so she didn't mind joining in on the fun. Another tip is when you're shooting, make sure you're shooting continuous or burst mode. You don't want to miss any kind of silliness. You don't want to miss anything. And then with that said, make sure that you're shooting above 1/200th of a second. And if you have to crank up that ISO, feel free to. You don't have to be worried about the ISO. If you can fix it in post, then that's great. But you also don't want to get super grainy photos. So just know what your camera body is allowing you to do. Just shoot fast. Make sure you're shooting in continuous or burst mode. And at the end, what I love to do is I love to end it with just some cuddle time. I mean, whether if that's with me or mom and dad, just let them know that they did an awesome job, and then just give you and mom and dad a round of applause, a pat on the back, and you guys did it. You made it through a baby session. So let's go over the key tips. First, communication is key. This is going to go across the board for any kind of session. It doesn't matter if this is a baby session or any kind of session. Always have open communication with your clients. 2, know what the parents are looking for and what they don't want. Again, open communication, and make sure that you guys both know what the shoot is going to look like. 3, shoot not too wide and not too close. So f2.8 is a good starting point. If you need to open up because of lighting scenarios, go ahead and open up, but just know that anything lower than 2.8, if you miss focus on the eye or anything like that, it's going to be a little bit more noticeable. Number 4, stay above 1/200th of a second if possible. Number 5, have some distraction for babies, toys, or anything to soothe them. Even snacks help. 6, don't be discouraged if baby isn't happy. Give them time. 7, patience is key. If you are a newborn or a baby or toddler photographer, patience is key. 8, don't be afraid to be silly. This is probably the #1 golden rule. Don't be afraid to be silly. If you have kids in your session, you need to let loose, get silly, and do whatever you have to do to get those giggles. 9, and the last one is have fun. Enjoy the session. Don't be too serious on yourself. Enjoy the time you get with this little baby. Alright guys, in this next clip we're going to have a real time behind the scenes. So I'm not going to be talking to the camera, but I am going to be showing you exactly what happens during a baby session. I'll have 2 other videos coming right after this, one with a Lightroom edit and the other one with a Photoshop edit. Alright guys, I will see you in the next video. Bye! Goodbye! Bye! So you said he's in what size?
Like 6 to 9 months. I think this one's 6 to 9 months right now.
Okay.
Sometimes when I put t-shirts on him, the 12 months fit, so he's a little weird.
I'll try these.
Yeah. Come here, John.
And then, okay.
Which one did you want me to put on first?
We can do, let's do this one because this one's thicker and it's kind of chewy. And then I'm thinking for like the backdrop, we can do long time. Hi, it'd be nice if I didn't have a lens cap on, huh?
Sit down.
What you doing, buddy? What you doing? Hi, buddy boy.
I just like walked right in the thing. Here, sit right here, down your face. Hi, buddy. No.
Where are you going? Wow, it is really blue apparently. Baby John, what are you doing? I do.
Say patty cake, pretty good man. Make the cake as fast as you can. You love that song, what are you doing?
He's like, no, you sing it. I need to hear it from the source.
He loves it. My mom does it. He like loves it.
Yeah?
My mom's like, you don't do it right. I was like, how am I not doing it right?
You're like, last time I checked, this is the way you sing it. Whoa! Hi, baby. Hi, baby. Wow, it is very, very cold in here, apparently. That color. Like, pushing it right now. Hi. Hi, cutie. Hi. Hi. Hi.
He likes to kiss, so be careful.
Aww, you're so sweet.
Yeah, but his kissing is like a little inappropriate.
Oh, is it like full on makeup?
Yes.
He's like, oh.
One time I was like half asleep and he like kissed me. I was like, whoa!
You're like, this is a little too intense
Yeah.
for me. Thank you. Hi. You like the camera? Yeah. Hi.
My friend Samantha, she's like, John, I'm kind of married.
Oh God. Let me move. Let me go ahead and move these things because they're kind of in our way.
Come here, John.
I have cutie insurance.
John, John.
Which basically means I can break anything and it's not. I'm not liable for it.
That's what he thinks, huh? That's
Yeah.
exactly what you think.
Abu, 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 boo. Let's go ahead and do the overall.
Come on here, John.
Yeah. You know, put them like.
Yeah. Look, John, what is this? What is that? What is that? Where's the baby?
There he is!
Where's the baby?
There he is! He's like, hi mom. I didn't think you were blind now. I'm 100% positive that you're blind because you can't see me.
Sometimes he'll look around like, is there another baby?
I know, my kids are the same way. They're like,
Yeah, just imagination.
she's like, what's that?
See that?
He's like, Mom, you can't fool me. I need the camera.
I know, it's frustrating, huh? When you want something, you can't have it.
You can scoot him forward a little bit. It's fine. Yeah, John. Yeah, John. Yeah, John.
I think she'd give me the okay, Mom. Here, sit down.
Hi.
Say hi. Say hi. Say hi. Why do you notice it, John?
He's all like,
It's
it's
literally minding its own
there.
business.
Mom, it's right there. How do you
Yes. Woo. Wee.
Done. Even just like sliding isn't stopping him. He's like,
Oh, so I'm a daredevil, huh? Here, play with it. Beep, beep, beep.
John. John.
Why are you holding it like that?
He's like, Mom, I'm a puppy. I'm a puppy dog. Yeah.
Or you're just lazy, John? What's this? What's this? Touch that. What is that? John.
What are you doing?
Hi. Hi. That one's hot. Ow.
It's hot, 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 hot.
I think we've got it. I think we're done. We're done. Say yay! Yay! Friends. Hey. Hello? Oh, did I not answer it? I've never had a phone. Hello? Hello? Do. Nummy, 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 nummy. Is that the camera? You know who it's at? You wanna go outside? Yeah. Ugh. He's like, I just wanna hang out. Mr. John, what are you doing?